Welcome to We Learn. This session is brought to you by We Learn, a part of PCTI group, and this is a session on Extempore. Now let's see what are the topics covered. First is introduction, next problems faced by speakers in Extempore, steps to build the skill, Extempore as tool in interviews, tool for admission, tips for Extempore speaking, types of opening and conclusion. The topic is Extempore or impromptu. First, let's see what is Extempore. Extempore is an art of speaking in an unprepared manner. It means when you speak on a topic which is not known to you before. The topic is given to you on the spot. And it is mostly used in stage acting and speech. For an effective extempore, one needs to have a good knowledge and strong delivery. Only then an extempore can be successful. So, sound subject knowledge and strong delivery of whatever you are saying is a key to success in extempore. Now, what are the problems people face in extempore? First is lack of subject knowledge. When people don't know what to speak and how to speak, what to speak on a particular topic, on a particular subject, when they don't know that, there they face problems. Next is time management. When people don't know how to manage their time while speaking, sometimes they speak too much or they speak too little. So time management is equally necessary. Next, when they face lack of self-confidence. When there is no self-confidence in a person, then a person is unable to speak in front of the large audience. Next is stage fear. When a person has stage fear or the fear of people around, then again a person faces problems. Incorrect grammar and irrelevant vocabulary. When a person does not frame sentences in an accurate grammar, in an accurate vocabulary, there the speech does not have that much impact. So the sentences need to be grammatically correct and relevant words, relevant vocabulary need to be used for effective construction of sentences. Next is lack of audience understanding. When a person does not know or when a person does not have the understanding of the level of the audience or what the audience is expecting out of the speaker, there again problems are faced and it makes the speech ineffective. Next, what are the ingredients for a successful extempore? First is subject knowledge. Again, a person needs to be thorough on the subject on which he or she is speaking. Next is use of humor. Means use of funny anecdotes, use of funny examples, use of funny lines or statements is a key for making audience happy and engaged. Next is interesting facts or examples. Some interesting facts, new things or examples need to be quoted to keep the audience engaged and to make them fresh. Next is there has to be a relevant introduction. A relevant introduction has to be there to make the audience connect and to keep them interested. Next is positive body language. Watch your body language while speaking on a topic. There shouldn't be any sign of nervousness. Also, speak in two postures, sitting as well as standing. Try to speak non-stop for 5 minutes and keep an alarm clock to keep track of time. Too much of hand movements can be taken as a sign of nervousness. The objective is to appear calm and composed, and so you should not use your hands excessively. Next is relevant graphic aids. Proper aids and proper visual aids should be used to give the message in a proper and effective manner. Again, it's continued. Positive body language, eye contact, not staring. Make eye contact with the audience, but do not stare at the audience. One has to make eye contact with each and every person sitting in the room. Impressive physical appearance. Remember, physical appearance, your dressing, Your grooming has to be proper to make a positive impression. One has to be confident to give the speech in a proper manner and to make the audience understand what you're saying. There has to be audience understanding as well. One needs to understand the audience, that what are their expectations out of the speaker, what are the audience expecting, and what is their understanding of a particular topic. Next, the speech has to be grammatically correct. The sentences, the sentence construction has to be grammatically correct. When even the best of the speech, if not grammatically correct, goes for a toss. Next, there has to be audience participation. In a speech, there should not be a one-way process. There has to be a two-way process where the audience are engaged and their participation is sought. Next, we move to extempore as also a tool for interviews. Extempore is also used as a tool for interviews. It is also used as an effective tool by the companies at the time of hiring of the candidates to check the communication power of the candidates, personality of candidates, as well as the confidence of candidates. It is also used as an effective tool sometimes by the companies to check how much the candidates are able to communicate their thoughts and ideas in a clear manner, and to also gauge the personality of the candidates, their traits, how much they are capable of doing a particular task, and also their confidence, whether they have the surety and certainty to deliver or not. Next, extempore speaking is also used in admission. The basics of extempore for admission in professional courses are topics to expect, how to go about it, as well as practice speaking for a minute. So, one needs to expect. Generally, the extempore topics are not very tough. The topics range from something very personal like hobbies, academic background, a particular or recent incident, a common saying or proverb, or an issue of current affair. So be prepared to speak on anything and everything, and you can expect anything and everything. Next is how to go about it. While you get the topic, do not rush to start even if you feel that you are well versed with the topic. Take some time to gather your thoughts according to the points and then start with the first point and carry on with the flow. Since the duration of your speech will be very less, your time will end before you can actually talk on all the points that you had arranged. So it would be best to prioritize your points and say accordingly. It should not so happen that you start your introduction to the topic and as soon as you think of coming to your main points, you are interrupted by the panel informing that the time is over. Make sure you follow a particular structure of introduction, main body and conclusion, otherwise it will just be a haphazard collection of words. But these should be absolutely crisp and to the point. Don't drag one point for long. Next, practice speaking for a minute. One has to practice anywhere, at home or with friends, for a minute. Don't forget to take feedback from your friends or seniors who are judging you. Keep a check on your body language, diction and speaking. Don't be too conscious while speaking. Utilize the first few seconds in collecting your thoughts and get going about it. Next, the tips for impromptu speech. What are the tips which needs to be followed? Know your direction. One should know one's direction in which one is speaking. Means one should not go here and there. One should be focused while speaking. One should always have a backup. If in case a particular plan or if in case a particular thing does not work, one should always have a backup plan or a backup aid with him or her. Plot a course. How the sentences need to be structured. What is the outline? How should the introduction or the body or the conclusion be framed? One should always have a course outline. Keep it short and sweet. Remember the concept of KISS, where one should always keep it to the point and crisp. There, the audience will also take interest. Watch your words. What are the words you're using while you're speaking? Are the words relevant? Are the words suitable to the situation or to whatever you are saying? One needs to carefully watch one's words. Next, There are different types of opening in an extempore. First, the beginning, the questioning opening, the factual opening, the surprising opening, the reveal opening, and the oblique opening. Let's see what are they. The beginning. The start of any presentation is vital, since it's when you establish your credibility with the audience and begin to get into a rapport with them. Any type of opening can be used in any presentation, but you have to be aware of the context of the presentation when thinking about the opening. First is the questioning opening, since you have covered the beginning. The questioning opening, to be or not to be, to say or not to say. That's a big question. Starting with a question and going on to either answer it or give a discourse on the many facets that might go to making an answer is another technique for opening a presentation. Be sure when considering the questioning opening that you are not merely doing it to start your speech. Rather, you should be trying to get them interested, engaged, or inspired by what you are going to say. Next, we move to the factual opening. This technique involves playing it pretty straight, telling in advance what you're going to cover in the preceding minutes. This opening is appropriate when you understand that the situation demands you to get to the point quickly. You want your audience to immediately know where you're going, or you want to make sure they get the structure of your presentation right at the beginning. Next is the factual opening. Since you've covered the factual opening, next we move to the surprising opening. It says that shock or a surprise, shocking or surprising the audience at the beginning is an excellent way of gaining attention at the start, though it's obviously a bit riskier than the factual opening. The surprising opening can be a visual experience through a picture on a slide, a sensory experience, or simply be spoken by the presenter. It has the effect of juxtaposing what the audience expects with what they receive. An example of surprising opening could be the speaker saying, "I have two passions in my life, communication and making soup," and then going on to explain the trials and tribulations of soup making, recipes included. This has the effect of engaging those who do make soup and intriguing those who don't. The link is made when the speaker says it's important to know not only what to put into your soup, but also what to leave out, just like creating a presentation. Next, we move on to the reveal opening. As the name suggests, reveal. It means to open, to show. Rather than give all the facts in a summary right at the beginning, the reveal opening toys a bit with the audience and has them guessing what you might be going to talk about, peeling back a few layers about the subject as you begin. Peppering the first few minutes with the clues for the audience can draw them into your talk in a very nice manner and in a completely different way from the factual or surprise opening. You'll have to ensure that your pace of delivery is right. If you used effectively, you can gradually draw the audience into your way of thinking. Next, we move to the oblique opening. Setting a false trail and having your listeners guess where you might be going to say and what you might be saying them can engage and captivate an audience, especially if they have turned up expecting something fairly mundane and staid. An MBA admission panel, for example, tries to avoid repeated topics, but different and conventional topics like one above has no right or wrong answer. In fact, the panel won't even really care what your answer is. He or she just doesn't want to hear something like, "I don't know, I guess it's blue, I guess it's red." The point is to see how creative and confident you are and how you think. Be sure to explain why you answered the way you did. Different topics on which extempore speaking can be done are mobile phones, honesty, internet, environment, television, boon or bane. So these are some of the topics on which one has to speak, and while speaking, one has to take care of one's tone, subject knowledge, pitch, and whatever one is speaking. So it has to be short and to the point. So these are some pictures showing how extempore speaking can be done in a proper manner, plus having a smile on one's face. Thank you.